Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at fractional equations, and with these particular equations there are two ways you can work them out, and I will show you both ways and you'll choose the method that you prefer. So the first one I'm going to use is where we look at 4 and 2. We're basically looking at our denominators and we're going to find our lowest common denominator. So the lowest common denominator of 4 and 2 would be 4. So we're going to write 4 here and 4 here. Then we're going to say 4 times what would give me 4. So basically we're multiplying by 1 here. So we're going to multiply our numerator by 1. Then on the right hand side we're going to say 2 times what would give me 4. 2 times 2, and therefore we're going to multiply the top by 2. So we're going to have x times 1 is x, and then 5 times 2 is 10. So we're going to have x equal to 10. Now, in my previous video, I explained how to get rid of your fractions. So in order to get rid, because this is like 1 over 4, we need to multiply the left-hand side by 4 over 1, and we need to multiply the right-hand side by 4 over 1. And the 4's would cancel out, and my answer would be x equal to 10. Now, there's another method that you might have heard of. So you've got x over 4 equal to 5 over 2. So here you might have heard of what we call cross multiplication. So we're going to go x times 2 is 2x equal to 4 times 5, which is 20. And then we divide by 2 on the left hand side, divide by 2 on the right hand side, and x is equal to 10. Okay, so you can choose which method you prefer. Number 2, we have 1 over 5 equal to 5x over 3. Now, looking at this particular example, we're going to look at our denominator of 5 and 3, and that would be 15. And on the right-hand side, we have 15. So we're going to say 5 times what will give me 15 times 3. Whatever you do to your denominator, you need to do to your numerator, and that is multiplied by 3 as well. Then you've got 3 times what will give me 15. 3 times 5 times 5. Okay, now let's multiply them out. 1 times 3 is 3. 5x times 5 is 25x. And so we are going to get rid of our fraction. So here we're going to multiply by 15 over 1. And on the right hand side, we're going to multiply by 15 over 1. And that cancels out. And we are left with 3 equal to 25x. So we're going to divide by 25 on the right hand side and divide by 25 on the left hand side. And here we're going to get left with x is equal to 3 over 25. Or we attempt the cross multiplication method, which is 1 over 5 equal to 5x over 3. So here we cross multiply. And we're going to have 5 times 5x, which will give me 25x, equal to 1 times 3, which would give me 3. And we divide by 25 on the left-hand side, and therefore divide by 25 on the right-hand side. And here we're going to have x equal to 3 over 25. Okay, so it looks like the one on the right hand side is easier, but there is going to be a sum later on that you have to use the method on the left-hand side. So you need to be familiar with both methods in case you get a more complicated one. Okay, so if we look at this particular one, not this one, but the last one I'm going to do will be a little bit more difficult. So this is a simpler one as well. So 4 minus x over 2 equal to x plus 1 over 3. So if we look at a sum like this, we're going to say, okay, what's my lowest common denominator here of 2 and 3? And my lowest common denominator is going to be 6, right? Because 2 and 3 can both divide into 6. So 2 times what will give me 6? We multiply by 3 here, therefore we need to multiply the top by 3. 3 times what would give me 6 here, and we're going to multiply by 2 here, therefore we multiply the top by 2. So in this case, we're going to have 3 times 4 minus x, and on the right hand side we're going to have 2 times x plus 1. Now we need to get rid of our fractions, so we multiply the left hand side by 6 over 1, and we multiply the right hand side by 6 over 1. And on the left hand side we're going to get left with 3 times 4 minus x equal to 2 times x plus 1. Now we multiply out using our distributive law. So 3 times 4 and 3 times negative x. So 3 times 4 is 12 minus 3x equal to 2 times x and 2 times 1. So 2 times x is 2x plus 2. Now we're going to move our letters to one side and our numbers to one side. So on the left hand side we have negative 3x. And so we want to move 2x across. So to get rid of 2x on the right hand side, I'm going to minus 2x. So if I minus 2x, because 2x minus 2x will give me 0, I need to minus 2x on the left hand side. On the right hand side I have 2, and on the left hand side I have 12, and I need to move 12 to the right hand side. In order to move 12 to the right hand side, it's plus 12. I must minus 12 on the left hand side, therefore I'm going to minus 12 on the right hand side. So minus 3x minus 2x will give me minus 5x equal to negative 10, because 2 minus 12 will give me negative 10. Then I've got negative 5x equal to negative 10. So I'm going to divide by negative 5 on the left hand side, therefore divide by negative 5 on the right hand side. A negative divided by negative will give me a positive. So here I'll get left with x equal to a negative divided by negative, positive, and 10 divided by 5 will give me 2. Now if I went across and I used the cross multiplication method, I will have 4 minus x over 2 equal to x plus 1 over 3. So we're going to cross multiply to see how this method works, right? And we're going to have 2 times x plus 1 equal to 3 times 4 minus x. And that brings me to that part there, and it's exactly the same. So you're going to solve and end up with the same answer that we have on the left hand side. Exactly identical. Okay, I've got one more to show you, and I think it's a harder one, but we're going to attempt it. So this one is 5x over 2 minus x over 6 equal to 3 over 8. Now we can't do cross multiplication here because we have this minus, so we have to get them to the same denominator. So we look at 2, 6, and 8, and we're going to look for our LCD for 2, 6, and 8. So it would be 24. So we're going to use 24 as our lowest common denominator. So I've looked for a number that all three numbers can divide into. So it is 24. Okay. So here we're going to have 2 times what will give me 24. 2 times 12. And then we're going to multiply the top by 12. 6 times what will give me 24? 6 times 4. And we're going to multiply the top by 4. 8 times what will give me 24? 8 times 3. And therefore we're going to multiply the top by 3. And so in our next step, we're going to have 5x times 12, which is 60x, and x times 4, which is 4x, and 3 times 3, which is 9. So because they on the left-hand side, it's over 24, we can just go 60x minus 4x, which would give me 56x, equal to 9 over 24. And so to get rid of the 24, we're basically going to multiply by 24 over 1, and we're going to multiply the right-hand side by 24 over 1, and that will cancel out. And you're going to get left with 56x equal to 9. Now we have 56 on the left-hand side, so we basically need to divide the left-hand side by 56 and divide the right-hand side by 56. So here we're going to divide by 56 on the left-hand side and divide the right-hand side by 56. So your answer is going to be x equal to 9 over 56. So I hope you found it quite useful. Please like and subscribe and follow me on my next video. Thank you. Bye.